Grand Risings, everybody. It's your girl, Morgan Renee Myers, tuning in for the Grand Rising Devotional. I'm going to kind of go through this kind of quickly. Both my phones, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, is on 20%. And I got a late start to the day. I got to get my day going. So, we are in Acts of Faith by Ayanna Van Zant. We are in Until Today by Ayanna Van Zant. And then, where's my Wallace D. Waddles book? I just had it now. Oh, Lord, have mercy, child. Hold on, y'all. I know I just had the book because I came in here because I was rushing to get on here, but I'm not done with the book. Lord, have mercy. Bear with me one second, y'all. All right, I came in here, I grabbed the book. Well, so I thought. I got set up. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, my bad. I'm back. I'm in business. I'm ready. Okay. That's why I don't like to rush in the morning. All right. Grand Risings. Happy Saturday, January 15, 2022. Like I said, both my phones on 20%, so I'm just going to get in it. Get into it real quick, real good. What's the word for the day for the 15th of January? We got a quote from Acts of Faith that starts off by Paul Robeson. It says, "We must realize that our future lies chiefly in our own hands." If you can blame anyone for any condition in your life, then you, not they, are digging your grave. Your chief adversary comes to teach you a lesson. Your most difficult challenge strengthens your survival skills. Your greatest fears deepen your faith. Your weakest ability beckons you to grow. Anyone and anything can challenge you. It will not overtake you until you surrender. Only you can determine what you do and how you respond in the situation. It is your responsibility to make a decision about what is important to you. Choose what you want and how you are going to get it. Once you accomplish that, it is your responsibility to move forward until you get it. All these lessons tie back into self-accountability, you taking control of your own life. And the affirmation says, "I am taking a stand for me." Reflection. Whom or what am I blaming for my difficulties in life? How can I accept responsibility for these experiences? I know from time to time I tend to blame my parents and the lack of what I was taught or what I had to unlearn and now relearn. But at this point at 31, yeah, some stuff you just got to chalk it up to the game and you got to maneuver that thing yourself. We can't. How long we going to blame our parents till we 50? At what point in life do we come up and redo things in our own way, right? All right, so now I'm in Until Today, also written by Ayanna Van Zant for January 15th. It reads, "Life will work for me when I realize, when I tell myself the truth, I can trust myself." This is big, y'all. Listen. If your life is a mess, here are a few things you may want to consider cleaning up. 1, are you keeping your agreements? Are you doing what you say you will do? Or are you telling little fibs to get out of things you agreed to do? When you do not keep your agreements, then lie to cover them up, you create little messes all over your life. In addition, when you do not keep your agreements, you learn that you cannot be trusted. If you can't trust you, who can trust you? 2, are you overcommitted? Are you agreeing to do more than you can or need to do because you are trying to get people to like you? Are you making commitments so that other people won't be mad at you? When you are overcommitted, it is a sign that there is a deficit of self-value, self-worth, self-esteem. When you don't feel good about you, you will continue to do things that will maintain the status quo of not feeling good. When you do not feel good, you make a mess in and of your life. 3, are you telling the truth about what you feel, what you know, who you are? Or are you sugarcoating the truth to yourself and others to avoid hurting their feelings and putting yourself on the spot? When you do not tell the truth, the lie controls your life. The lie determines what you do, how you do it, and what you receive as a result. When you are a slave to a lie, you eventually become the very one who keeps the master alive. Until today, you may not have realized how the mess in your life got started or how to clean it up. Just for today, be devoted to examining, acknowledging, and cleaning up the little things that create such a mess in your mind and your life. Today, I am devoted to cleaning up the mess. I think that's a good message and a good word. Give me a good second. Let me grab my iPhone charger. Hold on, y'all. All right, I'm back. See what rushing do? It have me ill prepared for this live this morning, and I don't like that. Give me 1 second. Plugging my iPhone up. All right, we're gonna get it together, child. Let me sit this right here so that can charge while I talk to y'all. All right. And now we're on the last piece. I just finished reading the devotions from Until Today and Acts of Faith by Alan Van Zandt. And I've been ending off the devotionals with reading a chapter from The Science of Being Great. Today we are on chapter 8, which is Consecration. Uncle Ronnie, I'm not even entertaining you. You're 3 days late, honey. Just go browse my page. All right. So chapter 8, Consecration. Having attained to the viewpoint that puts you into the right relations with the world and with your fellow men, the next step is consecration. What does consecration mean? I said I was going to have a dictionary nearby, and I don't. Can somebody look it up and type it if you don't know? Yeah, y'all, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna talk about my hair. I did a whole video like 2 days ago. I've been posting pictures, so y'all just go up and down my page and enjoy that. I did a whole like little dance video. It was cute. It was fun. But somebody look up the word consecration if they can for me. Consecration. I feel like I know what it means, but I'm not 1,000% sure. I don't have my dictionary or another phone around me to Google it, so that would be very helpful. Consecration. Having attained, and maybe I'll figure it out until somebody types it, if y'all type it, using context clues. Having attained to the viewpoint that puts you into the right relations with the world and with your fellow men, the next step is consecration. And consecration, in its true sense, simply means obedience to the soul. You have that within you, which is ever impelling you toward the upward and advancing way. And that impelling something is the divine principle of power. You must obey it without question. No one will deny the statement that if you are to be great, the greatness must be a manifestation of something within. Nor can you question that this something must be the very greatest and highest that is within. It is not the mind or the intellect or the reason. You cannot be great if you go no farther back for principle than to your reasoning power. Reason knows neither principle nor morality. Your reason is like a lawyer in that it will argue for either side. The intellect of a thief will plan robbery and murder as readily as the intellect of a saint who will plan a great philanthropy. Intellect helps us to see the best means and manners of doing the right thing, but intellect never shows us the right thing. Intellect and reason serve the selfish man for his selfish ends as readily as they serve the unselfish man for his unselfish ends. Use intellect and reason without regard to principle, and you may become known as a very able person, but you will never become known as a person whose life shows the power of real greatness. There's too much training of the intellect and reasoning powers and too little training in obedience to the soul. That's good. The act of making or declaring something. Consecration. The act or make of declaring something. Okay, thanks, Uncle Ronnie. The act of making or declaring something. So I'm consecrating, I'm declaring, I'm consecrating. Okay, that's good. Okay, so use intellect and reason without regard to principle, and you may become known as a very able person, but you will never become known as a person whose life shows the power of real greatness. Ooh, let me read that again. Use intellect and reason without regard to principle, and you may become known as a very able person, but you will never become known as a person whose life shows the power of real greatness. There's too much training of the intellect and reasoning powers and too little training in obedience to the soul. That's good. This is the only thing that can be wrong with your personal attitude when it fails to be one of obedience to the principle of power, such as church. Okay. By going back to your own center You can always find the pure idea of right for every relationship. To be great and to have power, it is only necessary to conform your life to the pure idea as you find it in the great within. And his great within all caps. Every compromise on this point is made at the expense of a loss of power. This you must remember. There are many ideas in your mind that you have outgrown, in which, from force of habit, you still permit to dictate the actions of your life. Cease all this. Abandon everything you have outgrown. Ooh, talking to me. There are many. Abandon the things you have outgrown. That's why I'm over here with this little fro. I had to get rid of them locks, child. It just all the energy and everything attached to it. It was just I needed a fresh start. I'm ready to start anew. I'm welcoming new things into my life, new energy, new people, new partners, new relationships, just newness. So, and that includes learning how to block folks, not respond to folks, not give energy, attention, not to dwell on the past. There's so much that comes with that because that can really hold you back. If you are using old mindsets and you're in a new season, it's just not going to flow, honey. So let me hurry up. All right. There are many ideas in your mind that you have outgrown and which, from force of habit, you still permit to dictate the actions of your life. Cease all this. Abandon everything you have outgrown. There are many ignoble customs, social and other, which you still follow, although you know they tend to dwarf and belittle you and keep you acting in a small way. Rise above all this. I do not say that you should absolutely disregard conventionalities or the commonly accepted standards of right and wrong. You cannot do this, but you can deliver your soul from the most of the narrow restrictions that bind the majority of your fellow men. Do not give your time and strength to the support of obsolete institutions, religious or otherwise. Do not be bound by creeds in which you do not believe. Be free. You have perhaps formed some sensual habits of mind or body. Abandon them. You still indulge in distrustful fears that things will go wrong or that people will betray you or mistreat you. Get above all of them. You still act selfishly in many ways and on many occasions. Cease to do so. Abandon all these, and in place of them, put the best actions you can form a conception of in your mind. If you desire to advance and you are not doing so, remember that it can be only because your thought is better than your practice. You must do as well as you think. That's good. If you desire to advance and you are not doing so, remember that it can only be because your thought is better than your practice. You must do as well as you think. Let your thoughts be ruled by principle and then live up to your thoughts. Let your attitude in business, in politics, in neighborhood affairs, and in your own home be the expression of the best thoughts you can think. Let your manner toward all men and women, great and small, and especially to your own family circle, always be the most kindly, gracious, and courteous you can picture in your imagination. Remember your viewpoint. You are a God in the company of gods and must conduct yourself accordingly. The steps to complete consecration are few and simple. You cannot be ruled from below if you are to be great. You must rule from above. Therefore, you cannot be governed by physical impulses. You must bring your body into subjugation to the mind. But your mind, without principle, may lead you into selfishness and immoral ways. You must put the mind into subjection to the soul, and your soul is limited by the boundaries of your knowledge. You must put it into subjection to that oversoul, which needs no searching of the understanding, but before whose eyes all things are spread. That constitutes consecration. Say, I surrender my body to be ruled by my mind. I surrender my mind to be governed by my soul, and I surrender my soul to the guidance of God. I like this. Make this consecration complete and thorough, and you have taken the second great step in the way of greatness and power. That was good. That was good. I'm going to probably reflect on this a little later, come back on live, because I'm kind of rushing through because I got to get my day started, and I got on here a little late. But that was really good. I appreciated that chapter. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great day. If you've waken up and you haven't yet given thanks, drank some water, done some stretching, praying and meditating, moisturize, wash your face, brush your teeth before you got on here or before you head out for today, or if you don't go nowhere today, take 5 minutes for self-love and self-care because you matter, and we got to stay on top of our mental and physical health. All right. I'll tune in with y'all later. Peace. Have a good day.